Hello, this is me, Madam the Boss, and I'm going to analyze my round 4 played in the Euskirchen Open chess tournament that I just played last weekend. So in the first round I won against the 1461 player. In the second round I drew 2124. In the third round I drew a 2004 player, and in the fourth round, which was on the last day on Sunday, I play 2012 player, and I have the black pieces, and his name is Leo Evers. So he starts with d4, and I go knight f6, he plays c4, I go g6, he plays knight c3, I go d5, Grünfeld, and he doesn't take it, so he plays bishop f4, I go bishop g7, and he plays e3, so he plays like a London system. And here in this position, I don't like my next move. I played c6. I think it's it's a little bit too passive. The engine says c5 could be played also, so this might be a move actually. Looks kind of too aggressive maybe, but I think next time I might try this, or just quick castles could also be the case. But I played c6, which is not so bad. It's just a little bit passive. So he plays rook c1, quick rook c1. So he hasn't developed anything of his king side yet, but rook c1 obviously is a good move. So he might be threatening to take on d5. And if I take, the c file is open, maybe you can play something like knight b5, and how do I stop this? So I would have to play knight a6 already. So the thing I did is just play e6. So in case he takes on d5, I can take with the e pawn, and then c file stays closed. At least not completely open, so it's only a half open c file then. That's why I played e6, and he played knight f3, and I castled, and he played bishop e2, pretty normal looking moves. I take on c4. So maybe just knight bd7 is good. There's a few games, like 3 games or something, they drew all, and one that plays b6, also a draw. So there's not much in the database here, and all drew, so shouldn't be too bad actually. Although what I did is take on c4. He pretty much has to take. So at least he lost a tempo by playing bishop e2 and then bishop c4. So I guess it's better than taking directly on c4. And then I played knight d5. So again, I move my king knight instead of developing, which is not so great. But I'm also attacking his bishop on f4. So he might move his bishop. If he takes with the knight, if he takes my knight with his knight, I can take with the e pawn, and then I open up my bishop. So I might be able to play bishop f5 or bishop g4 maybe, and the c file still remains closed. So I don't think taking back the c pawn is good, but he didn't. He played bishop g3, which I was expecting, and now I took on c3. Maybe it's not so good to take on c3. Maybe also knight b6 can be played, something like attack this bishop. But I figured, well, my knight is, I don't know if my knight is so good there. But taking also has, in my eyes at least, something a little bit positive. He takes back with the pawn. If he takes back with the rook, which could also be possible maybe, I might just play c5. Maybe it's like the same thing. But yeah, he really can't prevent me from doing this, because he can't take the pawn directly because of bishop takes c3. So he takes back with the pawn, and I still play c5, because I think if he takes, he gets those doubled pawns. I cannot take on c3 directly, but I might take the queen. If he takes with the rook, I can take on c3, which maybe is not good. Yeah, but I was not really afraid. If he takes, I just play something like maybe knight c6 or something similar. I block his pawn. And then I think I'm okay, so I wasn't really afraid. And then he castled. And now, unfortunately, I'm not really developed, so I play knight c6, which I think is okay still. Then he plays queen e2, so he finished development completely, and my bishop is still on c8, and he cannot move to b7. So if I had played b6 already, and I was able to play bishop b7 now, I think this would be completely fine. But unfortunately, it really isn't. So maybe I should play bishop d7 here, but then maybe plays b5, d5. Still, maybe his pawn is backwards, so I don't know about those things. I took on d4 though, and I think that pretty much the only move is to take back with the c pawn. He might do something else, but this way he opens up his rook, and this was really expected. But I thought after queen a5 I would be completely fine. I would then be able to do something with my bishop, maybe put it on d7, maybe play b6, yeah, just finish development. Also, my long-term plan was to have 2 pawns on the queen side versus 1 pawn on the queen side, and create a passed pawn, and with this play for an advantage in the end game. Unfortunately, he played a move I didn't expect, which is bishop b3, which I think is a good move, because well, number one, the bishop is now protected by the a pawn, and I can't really oppose that bishop so quickly. So also he's freeing up the way for his rook. So in this position I played rook d8, and I think here's my last chance to play bishop d7, because after rook d8 he played rook c5 and attacked my queen. So there's basically 3 moves now, which is queen b6, queen b4, or queen a3. The engine is suggesting queen a3, and after something like knight g5, which in my opinion is not forced at all, h6, play knight e4, and then white's like really better. I mean, I don't know about this though, but yeah. So my queen might get trapped, at least that's what I thought. So maybe he just does something like plays rook over. My queen cannot do anything there. And then maybe something like knight d4, knight c4, knight d2, knight c4 to attack the queen. Something like that, and like he gets more tempi versus the queen. So I didn't like queen a3 too much. I did have some idea. I played queen b6. In this other variation, I had ideas like maybe someday I could play bishop d4, and then he takes back with the pawn. I take with my knight, and then I'm attacking his queen. And if he takes back with the knight, I can take his rook. So that's like lines that I thought might be possible. But then I figured, yeah, well, really it doesn't work just too well if he just doubles rooks, and then I would not be able to take his rook. So I can't do anything there. That's why I didn't go there. Also, queen b4. I thought, yeah, well, maybe just rook, like double the rooks there. But then I can maybe play bishop d7, and if he goes there, it's not that bad after queen b6. This is actually kind of okay for black, which is only 0.7 advantage for white or something like this. So that's actually okay. I don't know about this move, rook b5, which seems also very strong. But then I can maybe like go back to e7 or to f8, or maybe even go still to a5. But my long-term plan I just don't see there. So I thought, well, okay, let's move to b6. And again, if he plays something like rook b5, he puts his rook off of the c file, so I don't know. But he played the rook b1 move there, and I thought, well, okay, this is not such a big problem, because I play a6, and I get a new square for my queen. And actually, that's what I did. So he cannot take on e6, because I could take his rook, because the rook is not protected. So that's why he has only like one discovery that really threatens my queen, which is bishop c2, which he played. And then I played my queen back to a7. And then all of a sudden, this is almost lost. Maybe it is lost already. So he plays bishop c7. Because my queen is now not defending the c7 square anymore. So if I had played bishop d7 instead of rook d8 before, this wouldn't do anything, this bishop c7 move, obviously. And there I would be completely okay, I guess. Because there can, like, some moves can follow in the future, but not here. So bishop c7 attacks the rook. I go rook d7, which is blocking my bishop, so now my bishop can't even move. And he goes bishop b6, blocking my pawn. So now I can't even play b6 or b5. And I have to go to b8, which also is opposite the rook. So yeah, he plays bishop a4 and is attacking the c pawn again. So I played bishop f8, and I think here white can already take on c6, because if I take back, okay, let me take a look. Somehow my program is not reacting really. It's not even a program, it's on YouTube. Okay, so I played bishop f8, and then he went back to c4, but I think he could have captured on c6, because if I take back, and for some reason it's not doing this move. If I took there, he could take on c6, and he's attacking both rooks then. So he's going to get back the exchange, and then he's just won a pawn. Also, I don't think I can win the b6 bishop there. So he didn't do that though, so he went back to c4, which is completely fine. And I played queen d6 to just try to do something, get off of this the opposite rook, but still I can't move. I mean, I can't move my pawn, I can't move my rook, I can't do anything. He played queen c2, which is attacking the knight again, so we can just take with the bishop like next move. And I didn't have any move here. This is completely over. I played queen d5 to try to do something like but then he just takes with the rook, and now this is even worse. So if I take back, he takes with the bishop, and then my queen and my rook is attacked. So here I'm not losing the exchange, I'm losing a complete rook, a whole rook. So this is, and then I resigned. So this game, really not so fun. Really lost this in the opening, I think. Taking a c4 might be okay, I don't know. I would play completely different next time. Also, this c5 move looked okay. Even knight c6 maybe. Maybe I should not take. Maybe I should just play bishop d7. But then the problem with bishop d7 is something like bishop d6 is attacking the rook and the pawn. So that's why I took on d4. But I didn't end up playing bishop d7. I played queen a5. Because after bishop d7, maybe he can play d5. Maybe d5 is not good, I don't know. But that's why I played queen a5. And then after bishop b3, I should really consider rook c5 being a threat, and maybe just play bishop d7, so that after rook c5, if he plays this move, I can go back to d8. So then I should never move to d8 even. I mean, I should just play bishop d7 right away. And if he plays d5, well, he can play d5. Whatever. Yeah. So unfortunately, I lost this round, and this way I have 2 points out of 4. And yeah, only 1 round left. A short tournament, 5-round tournament. So see you next round for the analysis.